Hello, viewers. This is Paladin of Odin, and this is some more Magic the Gathering Online. This is another episode of the Standard Commentary series, and it looks like we've got Mono Blue Brains versus Esper Control. Esper just threw down a Demonic Pact. Brains responded by putting a counter on his Majoring Network. He does have Brain in the Jar in play with 3 counters on it. He just put his 4th on. Did not play anything with it, though. He has 4 cards in hand, so he is a little bit low. Esper has a Sinister Concoction in play, as well as Oath of Jace, which currently does nothing. But knowing what your opponent is playing provides you with pretty solid plays. Like, for example, with the Oath of Jace, I don't know what happened for certain, but I'm pretty sure that when he played that in his 2 discarded cards, I'm pretty sure they were Stasis Snares. Because Brains doesn't run creatures. Well, they sometimes have Thing in the Ice, but usually there aren't many creatures. They might have 8 at most, typically 4 or less, because that's not the point of the deck. The point is to make a crap ton of zombie tokens. So dumping the Stasis Snares, since you know you're probably not going to get to use them, is a solid idea. Lets you free up, lets you pay for this draw 3 with cards that you probably weren't going to use. But Demonic Pact goes for discard, forcing Brains to discard 2 cards. He responded with, let's see, he responded with Pour Over the Pages, and he discarded, wow, he discarded Brain in the Jar, Grip of the Royal, and Nagging Thoughts, and then played the Nagging Thoughts for its Madness cost. So his Brain in the Jar is up to 5 counters, not 5 cards, sorry. He's got 5, 6 mana, there's an Anticipate. Still not enough to warrant firing off his Zombie Maker if he has it in hand. If not, he needs to start drawing many, many more cards. He's only got 10 cards in his graveyard, and, well, 9 of them are sorceries or instants. Okay, Demonic Pact, he goes for the draw 2. He's up to 9 cards in his hand. And a second Demonic Pact. So he's going full artillery here. And Brains pretty much doesn't have anything he can do about it. Okay, he's going with the next counter, and that puts 6 on, so if he has a 6 drop, he can fire it off for free. And he's going with the Rise from the Tides. That is 9 zombie tokens, but Esper has the negate in hand and ready to fire, and there goes Rise from the Tides. So no zombie army for him. And things really aren't looking so good for Brains. He's facing off against a double-barreled Demonic Pact. And unfortunately, since Esper has so many cards in his hand, I'm guessing that he has an answer for his upcoming Demonic Pact, the one that he needs to get rid of now. Because this one, he's gone with all 3 of the ones that are good, and now he has to get rid of it or so 4 damage there, draws 2 there. So it's not going to be too hard for him to get rid of Demonic Pact. If he has a bounce spell, he can bounce it back to his hand so that he can use it again. Or something like a Quarantine Field would work. Or what else is there? I know White has Enchantment Destruction. I just can't think of it right now. But end of turn, what is Brains up to? He's going with the Scry. Moving one counter so that he can Scry for 1. That way, the next time he puts a counter on Brains, it's at 6. And he had to discard 2 Silk Wraps, which, again, just like the Stasis Snares, he's probably not going to get to use them. And the problem that I see with this matchup for Brains is the fact that Esper Control is, a very tough deck to get combos off on. Like right now, he's firing off Part the Veil against a deck that is set up with Counterspell. Oh, and Silumgar's Command, so he kills 2 birds with 1 stone. He bounces the Demonic Pact back to his hand and counters the Part the Water Veil. Okay, Nagging Thoughts following that up. And like I was saying, that's the problem, is you've got to break through the counter wall that this guy's setting up, and then on top of that, he's running white and black and blue. He has all the colors that he needs to be able to deal with your zombie army, if and when it happens. You know, there's Flame Tendrils, gives -2/-2 to all creatures. Rising Miasma does that as well. End Hostilities kills all creatures. Descend upon the Sinful is another option. I mean, and then Engulf the Shore is another really good option because he is running the dual lands, so they count as islands, and the zombies are only 2 toughness, so it's not hard to get rid of them. So it is an uphill battle for Brains to be able to come through on this. But Esper threw down a 3rd Demonic Pact, so he's going triple-barreled Demonic Pact here. But Brains managed to get Rise from the Tides when Esper is tapped out. The only problem is that they come into play, they come into play tapped, which isn't that big of a deal, but they came into play on his turn, so now Esper has the opportunity to deal with them. When you can fire it off on your opponent's end step with Brain in the Jar, that's when things get really nasty. But Esper has the chance, going through his Demonic Pact triggers, draw here, discard here, the damage. This one's on 3, so he's got to get rid of that. But at the same time, he's got to get rid of these zombies. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. He's got 4 islands. Okay, Anguished Unmaking to get rid of Demonic Pact. He was on 28, so taking the 3 life to get rid of it isn't that big of a deal. Languish! There's a card I forgot. That gets rid of the whole zombie army for 4 mana. And now Brains has got 1 card in hand, and he's pretty much screwed at this point. Okay, double 4 damage from the Demonic Pacts will knock him down to 4. And Starfield of Nyx. He's got 5 enchantments in play with Starfield, so, response from Brains. Does he have a counterspell? Nope, he's going for a Scry. I don't know that that's going to help you. Well, it's not going to help him because he doesn't get to draw after. Starfield is going to man up all these enchantments, and that'll be the game. That was an unfortunate matchup for Brains. I didn't think... Oh, he's got a response. Grip of the Royal. No. That's game. Anyway, like I was saying, that was a really unfortunate matchup for Brains. I didn't think that it was going to be nearly that bad, but wow. Esper Control is devastatingly bad for Brains to face off against because of the colors that they run, the tools they have available to pick apart the Brains combo. But I'm going to end the video there. Well, I don't have a choice. The match just ended. But that was Mono Blue Brains versus Esper Control. And if you liked what you saw, hit that like and subscribe button for me, and I'll see you in the next video.